The 2017 Audi S3. 2015 brought us many new models from Audi, including redesigned versions of the A4, Q7, and R8, and it seems that 2016 will also be packed with new releases from the four-ringed automaker. Having already launched the redesigned R8 Spyder at the 2016 New York Auto Show, Audi took the wraps of the facelifted A3 family, which includes a hatchback, sedan, and cabriolet and their respective performance-oriented versions. In this article we will focus on the hatchback version of the S3, which is available in both 3- and 5-door body styles. Like the rest of the A3 family, the S3 Sportback gained a redesigned front fascia that includes Audi's new styling language, an updated rear end, enhanced technology, and a slightly more powerful drivetrain. In other words, we're dealing with a regular facelift created with one thought in mind: keep the car fresh until the next generation model arrives. The bad news is that the S3 Sportback won't cross the pond to the US for now, where Audi doesn't sell the A3 hatch or any of its derivatives. However, if you're on the market for a performance-oriented compact, Audi will be happy to sell you the S3 sedan or S3 convertible. If a hatchback is what you need, you will have to look somewhere else. Be that as it may, let's have a closer look at the S3 Sportback and find out how the new compact stacks up against other performance hatchbacks. Updated the 7th of April 2016, Audi dropped the official details on the revised A3 family, including the 2017 S3 3 and 5 doors hatchback versions. Continue reading to learn more about the 2017 Audi S3. Exterior. In recent years, Audi made a name for itself as a big supporter of the same sausage, different lengths design strategy. The Germans are not alone in this, but things have become rather ridiculous in recent years. Likewise, the Ingolstadt-based firm has adopted a rather cautious approach when it comes to facelifts, opting for minor changes inside and out. Fortunately, the S3 is somewhat of an exception from that rule thanks to the new styling language Audi introduced with the Q7 in 2015. Sure, the overall shape and size has remained unchanged, but the S3 borrows heavily from the new generation A4. Sure, the overall shape and size has remained unchanged, but the S3 borrows heavily from the new generation A4, using many of the sedan's sharper features and more aggressive body lines. The influence is most noticeable up front, where the trademark hexagonal grille is wider and has a more angular design. The same goes for the headlamps, which are flatter and now have pointed contours. Both the engine hood and bumper have a more muscular appearance, with the latter employing larger air vents and a U-shaped gap under the grille. The new layout give the S3 an 3 rupees-like appearance. Customers who can't afford the more expensive version will definitely appreciate that. The headlamps come with xenon elements as standard, while LED and matrix LED technologies are optional. Differences are less noticeable around back, but a closer look reveals new taillights with horizontal LED strips, a reshaped bumper, and a new diffuser with larger fins. The quad-pipe configuration is still there for the race-inspired look. The side panels are identical to the previous model, but Audi offers a range of new wheel designs. The color palette has also been modified and now includes 6 new colors: Era Blue, Cosmic Blue, Nano Gray, Tango Red, and Vegas Yellow. Side-by-side comparison. Interior. As expected, Audi didn't change much inside the cabin, but I can't say this is an issue, as the S3's interior is still fresh compared to some of its competitors and other Audis that have yet to receive the brand's new cabin layout. That's not to say I would mind seeing the A4's dashboard inside the hatch, but the S3 is far from dated as it stands. Moving over to the nips and tucks, the 3-spoke steering wheel gets a mild redesign and an optional heating function. Moving over to the nips and tucks, the 3-spoke steering wheel gets a mild redesign and an optional heating function, while the leather-wrapped driver's seat is offered with a massage function. The really important updates are in the technology department. First up is the addition of Audi's virtual cockpit, a first for the compact model. The feature replaces the traditional gauge cluster with a 12.3-inch TFT screen with multiple display modes, navigation, audio system, and phone info. The infotainment system also received extensive updates. The standard 7-inch monitor provides access to redesigned menus based on the latest smartphone designs, with most of the control done via a rotary push button on the center console. A touchpad allows the user to enter characters and gestures, including a map zoom function. Audi also offers LTE connectivity that provides a Wi-Fi hotspot for mobile devices, Google Earth, Google Street View, parking and traffic info, and weather. Side-by-side comparison. Drivetrain. The S3 gets its juice from the same 2.0-liter, turbocharged 4-cylinder as last year's model, but output has been increased to 310 horsepower and 295 pound-feet of torque. The S3 gets its juice from the same 2.0-liter, turbocharged 4-cylinder as last year's model, but output has been increased to 310 horsepower and 295 pound-feet of torque. That's only 10 horses and 15 pound-feet over the previous version, but just enough for a facelift. Transmission choices include a 7-speed S-tronic automatic and a 6-speed manual. Performance specs have yet to be unveiled, but expect the hatch to hit 60 miles per hour from a standing start in around 4.7 seconds with the S-tronic gearbox and 4.9 with the automatic. Top speed will be limited at 155 miles per hour. The hatch rides on a performance-oriented suspension system with McPherson struts up front and a 4-link setup to the rear. Fixed dampers are standard, while the adaptive magnetic components are optional. Power goes to all 4 wheels through the Quattro all-wheel drive system, while the progressive steering is electrically powered. Audi now also offers an updated electronic stabilization control system and a new multi-plate clutch for the AWD system. Most safety features are carried over from the previous model, but the 2017 model year brings an array of new driver assistance system from Audi's larger vehicles. Novelties include active lane assist, pre-sense front warning, pedestrian monitor, rear cross-traffic warning, traffic jam assist with adaptive cruise control and stop-and-go feature. The latter becomes useful in slow-moving traffic, automatically stopping and setting off, keeping a safe distance to the car ahead. At speed of up to 40 miles per hour, the system will also take over steering duties, but only while traveling on well-paved roads, meaning that the process will be restricted to certain routes. Pricing for the S3 Sportback shouldn't increase much with the facelift. With the current model available from €40,600, about $46,190 in Germany, the updated hatch should fetch around €42,000, around $47,780 before options. Competition. Volkswagen Golf R. Based on the 7th generation Golf, the current R uses a similar engine as the S3 Sportback and comes with 296 horsepower and 280 pound-feet of torque on tap. The sprint from 0 to 62 miles per hour takes 5.1 seconds with the 6-speed manual and 4.9 seconds with the DSG, making it quicker than the Audi. Also available with all-wheel drive, the Golf R is pretty similar to the S3 Sportback, so it really depends on which design you like or if you care for the sub-5 second 0 to 62 mph sprint. Pricing for the Golf R starts from €39,000 in its home market. Unlike the S3 Sportback, the Golf R is available in the US from $35,650. Read more about the Volkswagen Golf R here. Ford Focus RS, brand new for the 2015 model year. The Focus RS is the most powerful hatchback in this comparison, sporting a 2.3-liter EcoBoost engine under its hood. Borrowed from the 6th generation Mustang but tweaked for the RS, the turbocharged 4-banger cranks out 350 horsepower and 350 pound-feet of torque. Naturally, the Focus RS is also the quickest, needing 4.8 seconds to hit 62 miles per hour from a standing start. However, a 10th second over the Golf R isn't exactly a lot given that the Ford benefits from 56 extra horses and 70 extra pound-feet. Pricing for the Focus RS starts from €40,000 in Germany and $35,730 in the US. Find out more about the Ford Focus RS here. Conclusion. Like most recent Audi facelifts, the S3 Sportback is far from mind-blowing, but the A4-inspired cues are bound to keep the performance-oriented hatchback fresh for another 3 years or so. The exterior is much more attractive with the new body kit, while the new infotainment and TFT instrument cluster make up for the lack of new interior features. More importantly, the S3 finally broke into 300 horsepower territory with this update, making it a more suitable competitor for the Golf R and the brand new Focus RS. Sure, it will be a bit more expensive than its rivals, but the new features borrowed from the larger Audis and the added standard features make the S3 facelift a good bang for the buck. Too bad it's not available stateside, where performance hatchbacks aren't doing bad. Love its slightly more aggressive design. New features borrowed from more expensive Audis. Updated infotainment leave it needs more power to compete with the Focus RS. Slower than most competitors. Not coming to the US.
If you liked this video, please share your thoughts in the comments below and don't forget to hit the subscribe button.